off Bobby Wagner. Take us a little bit through that play, Jason.
Yeah, man. I mean, I have absolutely no issues with this play. I mean, when I look at the tush push, I mean, this is as much of a football play as I can imagine. It's will against will. It's the low man wins. It's big man pushing up front. It's strain. It's finish. I mean, that's what football is all about at its core when I think about the tush push. Now, back in 2005, or up until 2005, it was prohibited for offensive players to push or pull players in order to advance them forward in progress. 2005, that changes. Now they're allowed to push. So from a rule standpoint, it is completely legal. As we know, there is no data from a standpoint of safety issues or guys getting injured and things of this nature. And Manti, you know this, whether it's in the offensive coordinator meetings, whether it's in defensive coordinator meetings, they say the same things. This is a copycat league. You see something that worked on a team last week, you go and copy it, and until they fix that problem, you're going to use it. Why aren't more teams using it? They should be thanking the Philadelphia Eagles for thinking of a template for short yardage situations in which they could use. The reality is they don't have the personnel or they're not good enough at it, and coaches are salty about it, and that's the part that I don't like. I love the tush push. I think it's what football is all about at its core.
Listen to what this man is saying. This is a fullback and linebacker from the NFL. He is the meat and potatoes of contact and collisions and physicality in football, and he is screaming at you that he loves the tush push and giving all credibility to arguments in favor of keeping it. I'm on record of this several times, Kabinda. I actually not only ignore, but I actually openly hate now that the word injury is being thrown around recklessly to fuel these people's campaigns. It's being weaponized. It's a trigger word. It's a dangerous word. It's you yell injury in 2025 into a crowded theater and people say, oh, well, it's injury. We got to do something about it. Stop doing that. It's cheap. And as I said many times, it's not as dangerous as a conventional running play. Also, I keep hearing the word rugby. It's a rugby play. It's a rugby play. Maybe I'm crazy. I think the NFL could use a little bit of rugby. If you don't like them lining up 5 wide every single time and you miss the game of your youth and you're like me and you were raised on linemen like Nate Newton and Steve McMichael and you want a little physicality, then maybe we do need a little rugby in the right type of plays. Don't just yell injury in rugby. If there was a real injury concern, believe me, the NFL has never been more progressive about injuries in its history. Did you see what they did to the kickoff? It's because of the injuries. They're not doing anything to this. And I think more importantly, if there's something as charged as this that feels like a political topic, you as a citizen, and as in this case as a fan, you need to understand where the elected officials, if you will, stand on the issues, okay? So I have done the liberty of doing a very quick rundown of which coaches come out on which. You should know this as a fan. Give me some more video of the tush, but I'm just going to run this down. Kevin Stefanski, Cleveland Browns, doesn't think it should go. Shane Steichen, Colts, says, heck yeah, we should keep it. Aaron Glenn says, my job is to stop it. John Harbaugh says, it's a football play. If you want to take out pushing, then you have to take it out across the board. Nick Sirianni, obvious. Dan Campbell thinks it should remain in the sport. Kellen Moore says he's very comfortable with the play. Mike McDonald thinks it's a good play. You have to defend it. Then you have the guys who I don't really understand their take or they don't have one. Mike Tomlin says he's open-minded, but his perspective is on player safety. D'Amico Ryan says it's hard to penalize a team for doing well, but it's also hard to stop it. There's lots of factors. Dan Quinn on the coaches subcommittee says, I think I spend more of my time thinking of ways to stop it. Sean McVay, all over the place. In one breath, he says, I don't think you penalize a team for being good at something, but also it doesn't look like a football play to me, so I don't know where Sean and the Rams come out. Then you have your staunch anti-tush push section. It's a small group, but vocal. Sean McDermott, Buffalo Bills, he cites injury concerns and being responsible and proactive. Raheem Morris, Atlanta Falcons, I don't like the play. I don't want for what I have to do to stop it. He wants it gone. And then, of course, naturally, Green Bay Packers' Matt LaFleur says it's more of a rugby play, not really a football play. As an aside, the Packers also ran it last year with Tucker Kraft, and they used it. So that is where they come out, with some exceptions kind of holding out. We're not going to vote on this for a while. They tabled it. They said, we don't know. We need more time. I personally, as a fan and as an advocate of the game, I've seen enough. I've said enough. And I just want to read one final thing before we get to Connor Orr from Sports Illustrated wrote a blistering column on this, and I'm going to read the part of it. This is the most pathetic and truly American way to back your way out of a legitimate fist fight. It's like flagging your neighbor for a shrubbery violation with the HOA because you're mad at how badly they demolish you in the Christmas lights contest every year. They do it better, you don't. Wah, wah, wah. Let's scream about injuries and say it looks like rugby. It's so pathetic, you cowards. Stop it. Vote right in 2025. Keep the tush push where it belongs, right at the goal line.
Oh, the shrubbery with the HOA. Well done, Kyle.
Well done, Kyle.